There's a switch inside her, and the day it flips, you are going to feel it right in your chest. Suddenly, she is all in. She remembers the little things you said and already forgot. She stands beside you like she was built to be there. She defends you when you are not even in the room. But here is the part nobody warns you about. That same switch does not just turn off, it burns out. And once it burns out, there is no flower, no apology, no amount of money on this earth that will ever bring it back. So before you go flipping it the wrong way, let me show you exactly what turns it on and what kills it forever. Hi, I am Marian. And if you want the honest truth about Filipinas, the truth, the tour blogs, and the honeymoon videos will never say out loud, then sit down because today is a good one. Today we are talking about loyalty, the real kind, where it comes from, how you earn it, and the quiet mistakes that destroy it before you even understand what you did wrong. If you enjoy watching my videos, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a video in the future. Thanks. Now scoot a little closer because this first thing, most men get it completely backwards. Let me start with something that is going to sting, and I want it to. You cannot buy her loyalty. I know. Somebody told you that a foreign man with a comfortable wallet is a prize out here, and that the pesos do the talking. And sure, money opens a door. But money has never once, in the history of the world, kept a woman standing at that door when she stopped wanting to be there. So if your whole plan is your bank account, put it away. Because the switch I am talking about does not respond to your money. It responds to something much harder for most men to give. It responds to feeling safe. Here's the first thing that turns it on. You make her feel safe, not bought. There's a huge difference, and she can feel it in the first 10 minutes. When a man treats a woman like a purchase, she smiles, she plays along, she takes the nice dinner, and she keeps one eye on the exit the entire time. But when a man treats her like a person he actually respects, something loosens in her shoulders. She stops performing. She starts telling you real things. And I mean real things, not the polished version she gives everybody else. Let me paint it for you. Two men take the same woman to the same restaurant. The first one spends the whole night reminding her, in little ways, how lucky she is. Look at this place, look what I can give you. The second one just asks her about her mother and actually listens to the answer. Same night, same money. One of those men will get a thank you text, the other one will get her heart. Guess which is which? Trust me on this one. The man who makes her feel like an equal will beat the man who makes her feel like a lottery ticket every single time. Now, here is the second thing, and this one is very Filipino, so listen close. You respect her family like they are already yours. In the West, I know, a man dates a woman and the family is somewhere in the background. Maybe you meet them at a wedding one day. Not here. Out here, her family is not the background. Her family is the ground she stands on. There is a thing we grow up with, a kind of quiet debt of love and gratitude to the people who raised us. It does not mean she is going to hand you the bill for her cousins. That is a lazy story men tell each other online, and it is not the truth. What it means is that the way you treat her parents, her siblings, the little niece who will not stop staring at the tall foreigner, that is not separate from how she sees you. That is how she sees you. A man who is warm to her mother has already won a round he did not even know he was playing. And the man who rolls his eyes at her family, who acts like they are an inconvenience between him and her, has already lost more than he understands. She may not say a word that night, but something moved. And it did not move in your favor. Let me give you the third one because it is the one men are worst at. You are consistent, not grand, consistent. Western men love the big gesture, the surprise, the expensive weekend, the thing they can post. And a big gesture is nice. Do not get me wrong, we are not made of stone. But a big gesture is a firework. Beautiful for 3 seconds, then gone, and it is dark again. What flips the switch is not the firework. It is the porch light that comes on every single night without fail. It is the good morning message that arrives at the same time every day. It is remembering that she does not like the cold air conditioning blasting on her, so you move the seat. It is the small, boring, repeated proof that you are the same man on Tuesday that you were on Saturday. Here is why that matters so much. A lot of these women have already met the exciting man, the one who was wonderful for a month and then vanished. So excitement does not impress her the way you think. What impresses her, what actually reaches the switch, is a man who is a little bit boring in the most reassuring way. Steady, there. The same, if you can be that, you are already ahead of 90% of the competition, and most of them will never figure out why. Now, I promised you the mature Filipina angle, and here it comes because this is where it gets good. This is the fourth thing that turns the switch on, and it is my favorite. You see her, not a young Filipina, not a category, her. There is a whole crowd of men out there chasing the idea of a woman, the fantasy, the age, the type, and the mature Filipina, the woman in her late 30s, her 40s, the one who has lived a little, she can smell that fantasy from across the room because she has been the fantasy before and she knows how that story ends. So when a man looks at her and does not see a type but sees her, her sense of humor, her opinions, the way she has quietly held her whole family together for years, something happens that is almost unfair to the younger crowd. She flips harder, she flips deeper because she was not expecting to be seen at this stage of her life and you saw her anyway. Let me tell you a little secret about older Filipinas that the fantasy chasers will never learn. She is slower to give her loyalty, much slower. She is not going to fall for a sweet paragraph and a plane ticket. But once she decides, once that switch actually flips, it is permanent in a way that will honestly spoil you for anyone else. The younger fantasy is easy to start and easy to lose. The mature woman is hard to start and almost impossible to lose. You just have to be man enough to earn the beginning. And the fifth thing that turns it on, before I let you catch your breath, is honesty about who you actually are, not the highlight reel, the real thing. Where you are in your life, what you are looking for, what you can and cannot offer. I cannot tell you how many of these connections rot from the inside because a man decided to be a slightly better version of himself on paper, a little richer, a little more available, a little less complicated than he really is. Before you send a single peso to a woman in the Philippines, listen to me. Gary, 58, from Brisbane, Australia, was 2 clicks away from wiring $4,000 to a woman he had never even video called. Her sick mother. The emergency? Sound familiar? Then he read my red flag checklist, and his blood ran cold. She'd hit every single warning sign. Gary didn't lose a cent. And 6 months later, using what I teach, he met Jenny. Real, loving, down to earth, and today they're building a life together. Here's the truth: the warmth in the Philippines is real, but so are the scams. I'm Marian, a Filipina, and in my honest Filipina dating playbook, I show you how to tell the difference and how to meet Filipino women the right way. Protect yourself and find the real one. Get it now in the description or in the pinned comment. Okay. Come closer because this next part is the one most men get completely wrong. We just talked about what turns the switch on. Now I have to talk to you about what kills it. And these are the ones that do not just cool her off. These are the ones that burn the whole thing out, where there's no coming back. So pay attention because you can do everything right for a year and undo it in a single afternoon. The first killer, treating her like a purchase. I know I already warned you money cannot buy loyalty. This is the darker version. This is when money stops being generosity and starts being a leash. The moment a man starts saying things like, after everything I paid for, or do not forget who takes care of you, he has just told her exactly what she is to him. A line item, a thing he owns. And here is what he does not see coming, her pride. There is a fire in a Filipina about her own dignity that outsiders always underestimate. She will smile through a lot. She will forgive a lot. But the day she feels like a bought thing, instead of a chosen partner, something cold settles in behind her eyes. She might stay another 6 months for practical reasons. But the switch? Gone. You are just paying rent on a house nobody lives in anymore. The second killer, jealousy and control. Oh, this one destroys so many good men. A man finds a warm, loyal, wonderful woman and then he cannot believe his luck. And that disbelief curdles into fear, and the fear comes out as control. Checking her phone, getting tense when she laughs with a friend, deciding who she can see and what she can wear. And he tells himself, it is love, it is not love, it is a cage. And here is the cruel little twist: the tighter you squeeze, the faster she leaves. Because a Filipina who chose you, who was loyal to you by her own free decision, cannot stand to have that choice taken away and turned into an obligation. You wanted to be sure of her, so you locked the door. And the locked door is the exact thing that made her want out. Trust her, and she stays because she wants to. Cage her, and she stays only until she finds the gap, and she will find the gap. The third killer, and this one is fast, is disrespecting her family or wounding her dignity in front of others. I told you her family is the ground she stands on. So insulting them is not a small argument. It is an earthquake. And doing it publicly, embarrassing her, making her small in front of people, correcting her like a child at the dinner table, that is a special kind of poison. There is a sense of face out here, a sense of not being shamed in front of others that runs very deep. So the man who thinks he is just being honest, just speaking his mind, just having a laugh at her expense in front of friends, he thinks it blew over because she laughed too. It did not blow over. She laughed because that is what you do to survive the moment. Inside, she filed it away. And a Filipina who has been shamed in public keeps a very long, very quiet list. You will never see the list. You will only see the day she is done. The fourth killer is the big one, lying about the things that matter. And I do not mean saying you liked the food when you did not. I mean the real lies. A wife or a marriage back home you never mentioned. Money problems you are hiding. Promises you made with no intention of keeping, just to keep her sweet. Here's the truth about the switch and lies. She can survive finding out you are less impressive than you pretended. What she cannot survive is finding out you are a different man than the one she trusted. Trust is the wire the whole switch runs on. Cut the wire, and it does not matter how much she loved you yesterday. There is no power getting through today. And this is the one where I have watched grown men beg and cry, and it changes nothing. Because you cannot apologize your way back onto a wire you cut. So, do not cut it. It really is that simple and that hard. And the fifth killer, the quiet one, the one that sneaks up on the man who already won, is taking her for granted the moment you feel like you have her. This is the trap of comfort. You chased, you earned it, she flipped, she is loyal, and now, slowly, you stop trying. The good morning message gets shorter, then it stops. The listening gets lazy. The porch light I told you about, the one that came on every night, starts flickering, then it is dark half the week. And you think, well, she is committed now, she is not going anywhere. Let me tell you what she is doing while you relax. She is noticing. She notices every single one. She does not make a scene because that is not her way. She just gets a little quieter, a little more self sufficient, a little more okay without you. And by the time you look up from your comfort and realize the warmth is gone, she has already spent a long time getting used to its absence. The switch did not break in a fight. It faded, one ignored day at a time, while you were sure you had nothing to worry about. So let me pull all of this together for you because I have been teasing this switch for 20 minutes and I owe you the real answer. Here it is. The switch is real, but it is not a trick. It is not a button you press with money or looks or the right pickup line. That was the loop I opened at the very start, and here is where I close it. The reason it turns on for a real man and burns out for a fake one is that the switch is not mechanical at all. It is a decision. It is the moment she looks at you and truly believes this one is real. This one sees me. This one is safe. This one is the same man tomorrow that he is today. That is what flips it. And everything that kills it forever, the buying, the caging, the shaming, the lying, the fading, they all say the same terrible thing to her. This one was not real. That is why there is no coming back. Because you did not break a rule, you broke the belief. So stop trying to hack her and become someone worth being loyal to. Do that, and you will not have to figure out her loyalty switch at all. Before you go, if you're serious about finding real love in the Philippines, I've put everything I know into one honest guide: how to make any Filipina want you. The mindset, where to meet genuine women, the green flags, the red flags, all of it. It's the playbook I wish every good man had before he came here. Grab your ebook in the description or in the pinned comment, and I'll see you there.